Alright, what's up guys? It's Rap Genius, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about whether or not a dirt bike will help you prepare for the streets or not. And if so, how much does it actually help you?
This is all I do. 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 Oh, this is all I do. This is all I do. This is all I do.
So the first thing that I wanted to say is that, you know, before I started riding on the street, I was on my dirt bike, which is a 2002 Yamaha YZ125. And to be short, sweet, and to the point, in my opinion, yes, a dirt bike does prepare you for the street, at least to a certain extent. There's a lot of variables with this, and one major thing I would say is the year and the condition of the bike. Now, my dirt bike that I learned on was, as I said, the 02 YZ125 two-stroke, and I ride it around here in trails. I'm not riding it, you know, on flat dirt or anything like that. So I kind of got thrown right under the bus, got thrown right into the fire. I had a two-stroke. I had never ridden anything before, and I jumped on this bike. And the power on it's not crazy, but the throttle compared to even this bike, you know, it's very twitchy, very torquey. In my opinion, it's a lot easier to loop a dirt bike than it is a street bike, at least where I'm from, because it's so rocky. If you're going too fast, you hit a bump wrong, you're gonna end up whiskey throttling. For those of you who don't know what whiskey throttling is, it's when you give the bike too much throttle and you pop it up in the air and crash, which I hope none of you guys do. And also, here's the thing, it also depends on how long you've been riding your dirt bike for, how long you've been riding dirt bikes in general. If you've been riding them since you were 10 years old, you know, you get that big hysteria. Oh, I've been riding them since I was 10. That's great, bro. But how often are you actually riding? If you're riding it, you know, if you're riding a dirt bike 2-3 times a year, you've been riding it for 10 years, yeah, you'll have a little bit of an experience, but you're not going to be as well off as you would be if you had been riding for 1 to 2 years consistently on a dirt bike. So now, how does a dirt bike actually help you learn all the fundamentals that you need to know on a bike? Well, it pretty much has everything that you're going to have on a street bike. It's got the mechanical clutch, it's got your front brake in the same spot, rear brake's down there, you got your throttle in the same spot, you got your gear shift down here by your left foot. So basically all the fundamentals that you would need to learn on a street bike, you already learn on a dirt bike. Now, if you have an older dirt bike like mine, I feel like it's even easier for you to get onto a street bike, especially a 300 or something. So as it turned out, my bike was running like crap. One of my friends got on and took it for a ride, and he's like, wow, dude, you gotta you gotta get this taken into the shop. So they readjusted the carbs and everything. I don't know what they did, but they got her running good. So it was very hard to learn on that dirt bike, but it taught me a lot. And after that bike, I went and I got on my 2009 Ninja 650R. And not being cocky or anything, but that bike, you know, I was I was not afraid of it. I was full throttling it within a week. You know, I did it and I was okay, by the grace of God. Going from my dirt bike to my Ninja, the Ninja was so luxurious in comparison to my dirt bike that, you know, it was much easier to ride for me. You know, riding on the street wasn't as hard. The only thing you really had to worry about now was all of the cars and, you know, turns and gravel and stuff, whereas in the dirt you don't have those kinds of problems. You kind of just, I mean, I guess there are people, but where we ride, where me and my friends ride our dirt bikes, you know, you don't really see too many other people on the trails. So that's something that's nice about the dirt. So now another question that you guys might have is, hey, you know, I've been riding dirt bikes for a while. Can I go right to a 600? In my honest opinion, if you have started on dirt bikes and you already have the fundamentals down of riding, and you have self-control, this is key, you have to have self-control. If you know that you have self-control, yes, you can start on a 600, and I think you will be perfectly fine, and you are more than capable of doing so. But yeah, you can go to a 650, and that doesn't have too much power, nothing like a 1000, but it has a lot more power than a 300. If you go from your dirt bike, anything, a 125, a 250, riding in the trails, beating the hell out of the bike, if you go from that to a 300, I promise you, you will get bored very, very quickly. You know, that's something that I see a lot on the internet too, or any motovloggers, they talk about, they get so pissed at the guys that I've been riding dirt bikes my whole life. Now, I haven't been riding them my whole life. I've been riding them for, I think, almost 3 years now. And yeah, granted, you can't just be cocky when you jump onto the street. And you do miss that feeling of going from a 300 to a 600 in that jump. But in my opinion, you know, if you're smart about it, and you're not going to ride like an idiot, which a lot of people say they won't, and then they do, even I do it. But if you really think you have enough self-control to where you don't go past your boundaries or your riding limits, then yeah, you can get a 600 coming from the dirt. Overall, in my opinion, I think it's better to start on a dirt bike and then go to like a 650 or a 600 than to start on a 300 and go to a 600 or a 650 or anything else, because you get the fundamentals of riding before you even get on the street. Whereas if you just take the test in general, or even if you take the course, you only have a couple hours of learning experience. Whereas if you learn on the dirt for a year or two or whatever, and then you come on to the street life, you already know how the bike works. And most of the time, especially if you have an older dirt bike, whatever street bike you get is probably going to be in better shape than whatever dirt bike you're riding. So if anything, it's going to feel easier. You just have to learn what everybody's doing and pay attention to what everybody is going to do, and just be aware of your surroundings at all time when you're on the street. That's what you need to learn. So overall, if you start on a dirt bike, yes, it will prepare you for the street, and I think that you could start on a 600 if you wanted to. Big controversy, but that's what I'm going with my gut feeling. So that's gonna do it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Peace.